Hello everyone, it's Jennifer McCreath. It is September 6th, 2017. I'm responding to some questions posted on my Facebook page. Great to have some people engaging me as a candidate for one of the at-large positions on St. John's City Council. Got a question from Mike asking me my thoughts on traffic, current state, specific questions about roundabouts, the controversial pilot on Winter Avenue, and the proposed one-way Duckworth-Plymouth streets. Yeah, let me start with Winter Avenue. I disagree with this one. I think City Council ought to be ashamed of themselves for pandering to rich people who call in and whine because there's cars out on the street. That's what people do. They drive. Rather than ask City Hall to divert traffic out of your street and onto somebody else's street, maybe we should take a more holistic approach and try to figure out how we can get fewer cars on the road and how maybe fewer cars downtown. There's no reason for Winter Avenue to be blocked off for traffic coming off Canaz Hill. I don't see this being a problem. I don't see the pilot solving any problem other than sending more cars onto the adjacent roads. As far as this proposed Duckworth-Plymouth series of one-way streets, I'm not convinced that one-way streets downtown is going to work. I understand and appreciate that the volume of traffic downtown is growing and is an ongoing concern. Perhaps there's problems with allowing parking on both sides of the streets, making the streets too narrow to get additional lanes through there. But yeah, I don't think having one-way streets on Duckworth or Water or any of those streets is going to be productive. Again, I would suggest we look at ways to come up with fewer traffic or fewer cars. How can we get more people to stop driving downtown? Can we create parking lots just outside of the downtown area where you could park and walk? Can we come up with carpools? Can we come up with more businesses and services outside of downtown? How about some office towers in other parts of the city? Most people go downtown to work. A lot of people go downtown to shop or to party at night. Why can't we do these things in other parts of the city? Roundabouts. I grew up in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where there's a well-known Armdale Rotary roundabout. My experience is that roundabouts work great when you have 5 or more roads coming together. I definitely think a small roundabout in Kenmount Terrace is absolutely ridiculous and unnecessary and will not prove anything. As far as the proposed roundabouts for the area of Prince Philip Drive, Munn, Elizabeth Avenue, I don't know that that is the right solution. I would again defer to some studies on roundabouts, other cities that have similar types of grids that we do, i.e. let's not study city grids that have straight lines going north, south, east, or west. Same thing with our snow clearing and our public transit. We cannot model ourselves after grid cities because we are not grids. We have a mishmash of roads that go up and down, around the corner, back and forth, which is not the same. Building roundabouts costs money, and I would question whether or not they are really going to solve the problem. Too much traffic on Prince Philip Drive. Maybe the bottleneck is because we don't have enough other roads in and out of the city. A lot of people from our neighboring towns and cities, Mount Pearl, Conception Bay South, Torbay, Middle Cove, Outer Cove, Logie Bay, etc., etc., again, these people live out there, but they come into St. John's to work, and there's only a couple of ways into town. And maybe it's time to build a few more roads. Maybe it's time to expand. I know this Gushu Highway extension has been ongoing. Maybe they need to finish that up and open that up. Maybe they need to build again. How about some office buildings out in CBS? How about some office buildings in Paradise? Why does everyone have to come into St. John's to work? I'm sure a lot of people would love to work in these other cities, especially if they live in these other cities. So yeah, not completely sold on roundabouts solving everything, and definitely would caution against using a quote mini roundabout pilot in our small residential area. That is totally different than what's going on there. So yeah, there's some thoughts for you on the traffic problems. Take a look at my other video. I talk about municipal traffic enforcement as well. And I would love to hear anyone's thoughts on these issues. Thanks for watching. I'm Jennifer McCreath.